But let me just say something about my journey that got me here, including here today. Agape talked about how I'm collapsing time, but the truth is that for very, very many years, I just basically worked around the clock. And learned the hard way 3 years ago when I fainted from exhaustion that this is not the way to do it. So I was at my office here, my home office in LA, and I fainted and I hit my head on my desk and I broke my cheekbone and I started bleeding from my eye. So a friend came over, Jesus Garcia, because my sister had already fainted when she saw me fainting. So she was completely useless by then. So thank God, he put me in the car and took me to Dr. Griffith, who was his doctor and whom I didn't know at the time. And he stitched my eye, thank God, 5 stitches. I could have lost it. And that started the process for me of really seeing what I was doing wrong in my life. That ultimately, we all need to unplug, recharge, refuel, because otherwise we cannot really give except from our own abundance. If we keep giving from our lack, it breeds resentment, we lose our own sense of creativity, gratitude, and the sense of joy. I can see my dear friend Kelly Meyer laughing and shaking her head in recognition because she's done it too often, and now she's too learning to do it the other way. And that's what we all need to teach each other. So for me, that was the beginning of, for example, my obsession, my love affair with sleep. I now basically am totally devoted to it. And it has changed my life in dramatic ways. And I seriously believe that if we all learn to sleep enough, whatever enough is, for me really ideally it's 8 hours, whatever it is, you'll discover what it is for each one of you. Our life will be dramatically changed, starting from our health. There's so much medical evidence about the connection between sleep deprivation and diabetes and heart disease, not to mention obesity, etc., etc. And now I feel that women have to lead the way in redefining happiness. That's like my big passion in life now. Not just redefining success, but redefining happiness. And I see Susan here, who we are lucky to say is a columnist for us. We actually inherited it from AOL, and we're just so thrilled. And she's shaking her head too, so I'm on solid ground here. So I feel that as we are redefining happiness and success, we are going to help men along the way. Because men have defined success as kind of basically the way I had defined it, working around the clock, not listening to yourself, not listening to that voice that says, I can't do it anymore. Until you have a heart attack in your 50s. And that's supposed to be, that goes with success. Well, it shouldn't. It doesn't make any sense. And men still treat sleep deprivation as a sign of virility. I was having dinner with a guy the other day, and he bragged that he had only gotten 4 hours sleep the night before. And I didn't say it, but I thought to myself, you know what? If you had gotten 5, this dinner would have been a lot more interesting. So a year and a half ago, Cindy Levy, the editor of Glamour, and I became each other's sleep buddies. And we blogged for a month about sleep, and we taught each other a lot. I mean, for example, she taught me how to make an appointment for sleep. The way you make an appointment, the way you set your alarm to wake up, you look at your day, the following day, and you see, when do I have to be up? And then you decide when you need to go to bed. And you're not going to be able to do it every time. Trust me, I don't. But the fact that you're aware of it is going to make a huge, huge difference. And then we sent each other's presents. She sent me silk pink pajamas because she said, you know what, we all wear our T-shirts or our working out clothes to go to sleep, so our body doesn't get the message, hey, it's sleep time. I'm wearing pink silk pajamas. Or whatever, a beautiful dressing gown, whatever it does it for you. But the point is, all these little tricks that we can teach ourselves around sleep. So when AOL bought the Huffington Post and we moved into the AOL offices, the first thing I did was I created 2 nap rooms in our newsroom. And we are calling them, because we also own MapQuest, we are calling them NapQuest 1 and NapQuest 2. And it gives me real pleasure to see any of our editors or reporters in the middle of the afternoon disappear into the nap room. Instead of disappearing downstairs to the cafeteria to eat like their 4th donut or 12th cup of coffee or whatever we all do to keep ourselves going. So that may seem trivial and small compared to all the other big psychological things that I want to also tell you about. But to me, it's kind of an essential illustration of how we need to do our lives differently.